Good evening, Roberto Zuniga.
Hey teacher, how are you?
Good, what about you?
Good.
How was your
Waiting for
weekend?
the class.
Good. And how was your weekend?
Oh, was nice,
What
relaxing.
what do you do?
I didn't have too much. I was giving support to the other project, other team because there is
Roberto,
my team.
Roberto.
I'm going to use my connect.
Perfect.
Hi, teacher.
Good evening,
Tell me.
Constantino.
Good evening, teacher. How are you?
Good, how about you?
I am fine.
Good. So could you fix it, Roberto?
Yes.
Alright, so tell me, what do you do?
Ah, I told you this week was easy and nice because the last Wednesday we dispatched the last aircraft in my team in the project in which I work right now. Since that day, I am giving support to the other team only. Right.
Okay, good. So it was good because it was relaxed for you.
Yes.
It
I am
was
relaxed.
it was a relaxing weekend for you. You were relaxed.
Yes,
Good.
and tomorrow is my day off.
Oh, good. Good for you. Constantino, how was your weekend? What do you do?
Mm, the I relax because the auditor uh, bring a report uh, uh, already.
He needed a report. Is that what you said?
No, the weekend was relaxed because the auditor bring a report for auditoría.
Okay, let me try to get it. The auditor
Uh, bring
bring
nos dieron
gave us.
gave us the inform
Uh-huh.
the accounting 2020.
And it was perfect.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, good for you because you need to have everything in order.
yeah.
Good, good. So the other person is Omar. So how are you, Omar?
Good teacher. Thank you.
And
You?
how? Good, good. Thanks for asking. How was your weekend?
Everything okay? Nothing. All will be all is okay. Teacher.
And what do you do?
Um, I went to the church with my family. Uh, let me see. And I ate with my best friend at Paseo del Carmen. We ate pupusas.
Good, 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 good. So you spend time with your friends. Good. And we also have Lisette. Good evening, Lisette. Lisette, good evening.
Good evening, teacher.
How are you, Lisette?
Very, very fine.
All right, good. And how was your weekend? How was your weekend, Lisette?
Fine, teacher. Yesterday, I was my birthday.
Oh, yesterday was your birthday. Birthday. So repeat it.
My birthday.
Good. So happy birthday, Lisette.
Thank you. Thank you, teacher.
My birthday was on Friday. So we are almost in the same week.
Ah, happy
Good.
birthday.
Thank you. Good. Okay, so we are going to start with the attendance right now. I guess the other ones are going to join us later. So I'm going to share the screen and you say present when you hear your name. So first person, Felix is not here. Josue is not here. Eric, we don't know who he is. Marlon is coming in some minutes. Adolfo is not here. Nancy is coming in some minutes. Omar,
Present.
David is not here. Francisco Gaitan is not here. Constantino,
Present.
Stanning is not here. Edwin Mendez is not here. Manuel is not here. Juan is not here. Lisette,
Hello.
open the camera, Lisette, please. Francisco Spire is not here. And the last one, Roberto Zuniga.
Present, teacher.
Okay, so before I forget, remember to complete the activities in week number 3 because we are in week number 4 and this is the last one. But there are many people who haven't completed the exercises in week number 3. So you need to work on that. Yes, complete the activities on week number 3. And also you need to complete the activity that is in entrega de ejercicios. The folder is called entrega de ejercicios. So there is an activity you have to complete the first one. Yes? All right, so let's start the class that we have for today. And I'm going to share the screen with you so that you can see what we have for today. Okay, so I'm going to share it and the person to read the objective is going to be Roberto Zuniga. So the objective is on the top, remember, it is on the left. So you can read it right now. Your microphone, Roberto.
I will able to write a paragraph about policies and procedures join clause with when and if.
Perfect. So now I'm going to ask the first person, Constantino. What happens if a coworker or if an employee in your company shows up late? Shows up means that arrives late.
Mm, in this moment, all coworkers work from office. But if they arrive later, first tell us. Oh, no. Tell him. Se les dice a ellos.
But who? Your boss,
Uh,
coordinator, what?
in my case, or boss, meeting, they they do a meeting and tell us for arrive more early.
To arrive earlier.
Yeah, arrive
Earlier.
earlier.
Okay,
Yeah.
but the first thing that you have to do when you arrive late, what is it?
The first time.
No, the moment that
For
you arrive late, what do you have to
ah,
do?
nothing,
Really?
nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, but when the coworker repeat the situation,
Uh-huh.
then the coworker say says uh, uh, I arrive early.
Ah, now I understand. So if someone arrives late, nothing happens. But if the action is repetitive, then your boss can ask you to arrive earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good, good. Now, Omar, what do you do when you are sick and you can't work?
In my case, I called my boss and I present
Medical
uh,
leave.
medical,
Leave.
not medical near
Leave.
leave, no, medical leave,
Exactly.
and I present the medical leave on RH, human
HR.
resource,
HR or human resources.
HR, HR, pardon, sorry, HR,
Okay,
and
good, Omar, good. So these are the things that you do when this situation happens. Yes, you know what is your reaction. So same thing is going to happen to these people over here. We have Brad and Annie. One of you is going to be Brad, the other one is going to be Annie. So let's see, Lisette, you're going to be Annie, and Adolfo, you're going to be Brad. So let's listen to them.
Hi Annie,
Oh,
how's it going?
hold on, Adolfo, because I
Yes,
guess Lisette had problem with connection.
yes.
So another person will help me. Roberto, you're going to be Annie, and Adolfo, Brad. So let's listen to them. 1, 2, go.
Hi Annie, how's it going?
Hello, Brad. I am fine, and you?
I am okay, thanks. Look, I want to ask you, what does your boss do when a worker doesn't come to work?
Well, if someone doesn't come, my boss calls him or her. And when the person returns, he or she receives a notification or warning. Why, Brad?
Well, because I didn't show up to work today.
Ah, I understand. Did you see your boss tomorrow? Explain him the situation.
Yeah, I think I will do this. Thanks Annie.
Perfect. Now, questions about vocabulary in that conversation?
Show up.
Show up means arrive, appear. Yes, appear or arrive. Another one? Nope. All right. So just check the pronunciation. It is receiving or receive. The verb is receive. So you don't have to say receive, but receive. Yes? Now let's see second time. This is going to be for Constantino and Omar. Constantino, you're going to be Brad, and Omar, you're going to be Annie. So let's listen to them.
Hi, Annie. How is it going?
Hello, Brad. I'm fine, and you?
I am okay, thanks. Look, I want to ask you, what does your boss do when a worker doesn't come to work?
Well, if someone doesn't come, my boss calls him or her. And when the person returns, he or she receives a notification or warning. Why, Brad?
Well, because I didn't show up to work today.
I understand. If you see your boss tomorrow, explain him the situation.
Yeah, I think I will do that. That's thanks, Annie.
Okay, good. So as you can see in this conversation, we are having information about the two questions that I asked Constantino and Omar. Yes? What happened when people arrive late, and what kind of things do you have to do when you get sick? Yes? So here we have a situation. You have to figure it out. Figure it out means imagine. So unscramble the statements that you have below. It says, let's see, Constantino, what are the words that you have in the number one? The words. Can you read them, please?
In the figure up, receive.
Yes.
Uh,
Read all the words.
okay. Receive notification. She arrived. The employee when a.
Good. Do you think that those words have an idea or that they are a sentence, Constantino? In that order? Do you understand it?
Yeah.
Really?
Um,
Do you
where,
do you understand when you receive when you read only receives notification she arrives the employee when at? Do you understand it?
yes.
Really? Okay. So if I tell you, hey, Constantino receives notification she arrives the employee when at, you understand.
I understand the words.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But the message,
Um,
the idea, do you understand the idea or not?
yeah.
If I only tell you the words, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. So.
Oh, so that's better. You understand a little, probably,
Yeah. Yeah.
because there are some words that probably give you the idea and then you get the main point.
Yeah.
But here, what you have to do is to put them into the correct order so that you can understand 100% of the message. So let's put the words together, but into the correct order. So we are going to start with Roberto Zuniga. How would you complete the first one, Roberto?
When she arrives, the employee receives notification.
You said when she arrives, the employee receives a notification. Maybe, maybe. What's another?
When the employee arrives, she receives a notification.
Oh, good, 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 good. So that sounds even better. Good, Roberto. That is the correct answer.
I was
Num
thinking about employee generally, and she's family. I was thinking both options.
yes, both are correct. Both are correct. Good, Roberto. Number two, Omar. Can you read the options, please?
They say sentence statements.
Yes, and number 2.
Number 2. Your boss does work. What do to go doesn't work. Okay, dice, what does your boss do?
Mhm.
Mm, what does your boss do? So what does your boss do?
There is a word missing over there. If you think that there is a word
Yes.
missing, you can add it. Yes, you can add it.
What does your boss do? Uh, when
Yes.
that's one word. What does your boss do when an employee doesn't work?
When a worker, in that case.
When a worker doesn't work,
Perfect. Can you repeat it?
what does your boss do when a worker doesn't work?
Perfect, Omar. That is a correct answer. Next one, Adolfo, number 3.
Okay, I read all words or the sentence.
Read the
Say the
option.
sentence.
Read the options first.
Okay. Okay. Call my boss don't work if do I show up.
And now the sentence.
Okay. I call my boss. I call my boss.
Yes, I call my boss.
Call my boss.
We are going to eliminate over here the ones that you have already used.
Okay. I call my boss when boss. If I if I if I show up
Good. If I don't show up,
to work.
perfect. Now, can you repeat it, Adolfo?
I call my boss if I show up to work.
If I don't, because it is negative.
If I don't, okay, if I don't work.
Can you repeat it, Adolfo?
I yeah, here I call my boss if I don't show up to work.
Perfect. So that is a correct one. Remember that show up means appear or arrive. Good. So all those things that you were saying, when this situation happens, if this situation happens, are, we can say, conditions or situations that happen in normal life. But how to use if and when you want to connect two ideas? You use when or if, but when are you going to use when and if? Easy. Let's see, Roberto Zuniga, can you read the grammar box, the first part, please? When and if?
Uh,
When
how to use if and when join clause.
Use when or use
When and
if.
if have similar meaning. We use when for usual situations and if for unusual situations. Both clauses have to be in simple present. Use a comma when if or when come at the beginning.
Perfect, Roberto. And what you're saying is correct. We use when for usual situations that you know that they can happen. And you can use if for unusual situations. But you can use both words and they have basically the same meaning. Yes? There is not a problem if you use if or if you use when. They can have the same meaning, especially when you are talking about facts. Yes? Now, there we have some examples. First example on the left is going to be Constantino. Second example, but on the right, is going to be Omar. The next example on the left is going to be Adolfo. And the next example, next example on the right is going to be Stanley. I will share the screen again because I wanted to accept one to enter, but I stopped sharing the screen. So first one, I said Constantino, Omar, Adolfo, Stanley. And next one will be Roberto. And last person that entered, Juan Ramirez, will be the last one. So you can start.
What do you do when you forget your tool for work?
Good, next one. Next person.
What do you do if you miss the company transportation?
Perfect, next one.
I ask for a backup set when I forget my tools.
Good, next one.
I call a taxi if I miss the company transportation.
Perfect, next one.
When I forget my tools, I ask for a backup set.
Good, and the last one. Juan Ramirez. Juan. Okay, Stanley, help me read, please.
If I miss the company transportation, I call a taxi.
Perfect. So as you can see, you have two answers for the question number one and two answers for the question number two. Yes? So why do you have two answers for the number one and why do you have two answers for the number two? Let's analyze them. The first one said, I ask for a backup set when I forget my tools. And the other one was, when I forget my tools, I ask for a backup set. Do you have the same meaning in the sentence or different meaning? Let's see, Adolfo. The same meaning or different meaning?
Sorry for the old example.
No, my question is, if you say, I ask for a backup set when I forget my tools, and if I say when I forget my tools, I ask for a backup set, is it the same meaning or different meaning?
Is the same meaning.
Perfect. It is the same meaning. What is the only thing that you did different? Easy. What do you do different, Omar?
Sorry. When we use in the usual situation and if is unusual situation.
No, but I mean,
But I mean,
the question number
I
one has two
better.
answers. This is the first answer, and this is the second answer. The first answer says, I ask for a backup set when I forget my tools. And the second answer says, when I forget my tools, I ask for a backup set. So now my question is, do you have the same meaning in the two sentences, or it is totally different?
It's the same meaning.
Perfect. Now, what is the only difference between the two sentences?
The order that they say.
Perfect, Omar, perfect. That is the answer. The only difference is the order of the sentence. You are connecting two ideas. I ask for a backup set is one idea. I forget my tools is another idea. So you want to connect the two ideas and you use when. I ask for a backup set when I forget my tools. Or you switch positions. And then you say, when I forget my tools, I ask for a backup set. Good. Now, next one. Oh, by the way, let's see. Stanley, can I use if instead of when? Can I replace when and use if?
I think that yes, you can use
How would you say it using if?
the answer.
Yes, how would you say it? The complete sentence, but using if instead of when.
I ask for a backup set if I forget my tools.
Good, thank you, Stanley. So the meaning is exactly the same. You can use when or you can use if. Now let's see the second question. What do you do if you miss the company transportation you were saying? Now, Roberto, it says in the answer, you have two answers. I call a taxi if I miss the company transportation. And the second one, if I miss the company transportation, I call a taxi. Now, my question, Roberto, the same meaning or different meaning in the two answers?
I think it's the same meaning.
Perfect. And that is right. Now, let's see, Constantino. What is the difference between the answer number one and the answer number two?
The order too.
Perfect, the other two. Now, let's see, someone else. Lisette. They were saying that the order of the sentence in the number one, in the answer number one, and the answer number two is different. And that is true. We could say that we can change the second sentence at the beginning, and that would be a change that you will have. Now, is there another difference, Lisette, that you can see in the sentences when you change positions? Lisette. Lisette. Well, I think she isn't there. So, next person. Omar, what do you think? What is the difference? Is there another difference there?
Different the second question and the first answer, the second question.
Yes, we change the order of the sentence because we move one part at the beginning and the other part at the end. But my question is there another difference that we have when we switch the position of the two sentences? Is there a difference?
No,
Really?
only
Who can see a difference when we switch positions? Who can see a difference?
only you change Only you change the order, the statement, but this is the same idea.
Yeah, it is the same idea, but is there another change?
If
Yes, teacher.
When you switch the position of the sentences, because you have two sentences. One sentence is I call a taxi, and another sentence is if I miss the company transportation. So you have two sentences. When you switch positions, do you have a difference? Not in meaning, because the meaning is the same, but in structure, do you have a difference?
Yes, we have a difference.
What is it?
If is a capital.
Oh, yeah, that is one, because you're going to start a sentence, so you need a capital letter at the beginning. But another difference that you can have?
When the sentences uh, begin with if, put a comma in the second sentence.
Perfect. So that is the answer. You have a comma between the two sentences. And why do you write a comma? Exactly for the same reason that I mentioned before. Because you have two sentences and you need to divide the two sentences. So whenever you start with if, use the comma. If you don't start with if, you don't write a comma, because if is dividing the two sentences. If is in the middle. But when you start with if, or when you start with when, you need to use the comma between the two sentences. Yes? Is it clear, guys? Questions about it? No questions?
teacher,
Yes?
when and if is the same meaning now.
Exactly.
Is sí, significa sí.
Yes.
And when, I understand that when is cuando también.
Yes. Because you can say both things and the meaning is exactly the same. You can say when or if. They have different translation, but the meaning is the same. The meaning is the same. You can say, for example, when I have a headache, I take a pill. And I can also say, if I have a headache, I take a pill. The idea is the same. Or I go to the beach if I have vacation. If I have vacation, I go to the beach. Or when I have vacation, I go to the beach. I go to the beach when I have vacation. And the meaning is the same.
I understand that if it's like a supposition or conditional.
Yes, when is a conditional too. Probably the only little difference is that you're saying when something is more common than when you say if. That is the only difference. But the idea can be expressed using when or if without any problem. For example, if you say, when I go to the beach, I eat fish. Or you can say, if I go to the beach, I eat fish. The idea will be the same. There is not a problem if you say when or if. Nobody's going to say, oh, you're saying when, so that means that you go very often, because it's like for usual situations. And if you say if, is because it is only something that is not usual. No, in reality, you understand that the two words express the same thing. Yes, you're expressing action and reaction, in other words. What is your action? If I go to the beach, what is your reaction? I eat fish. So same thing, action, reaction, they are expressing the same thing. Another question? No? All right, so let's see this over here. This is called zero conditional. Yes, zero conditional. And we use zero conditional for 3 situations. Number 1, Adolfo, for?
Teacher,
Yes, Lisette?
I'm sorry. When to use a comma?
When you start the sentence using when or if. The comma is between the 2 sentences, like over here. If you start with if,
Uh,
then you have the subject, and then you write the first verb for the sentence number 1. Then you write the comma,
mm,
then the subject, and then the verb in the base form, let's say, in the present, and the complement.
okay,
Yes?
thank you.
You're welcome. So in other words, only when you start with if or with when, you use the comma between the 2 sentences. Yes? If you switch positions, if you start with the subject, not with if, you don't use a comma. Yes? So Adolfo, when do you use zero conditional? When you express what?
True,
Yes?
true, facts,
And?
and results. Results.
Perfect. Perfect. So those are the 3 ways that you're going to use zero conditional to express truth, facts, and results. What is truth? Roberto?
Truth,
Yes?
the real life teacher.
Real life. So that is truth. Yes? Real situations. Like, for example, Roberto?
For example, if I earn the lottery, no, it's false. No, for example, if I go vacation, I going to
General truth. A general truth is
yes,
going to be something that you always know the reaction.
yeah,
Something that all people know the reaction. So that is a truth. General truth. For example,
mm, when when I receive my payment,
mhm,
I I will be happy.
okay, Roberto. Good. Is that a truth or fact?
Fact,
It is a fact. So it's not a truth. We were
yeah,
saying that truth is general truth. General truth is something that all people know the reaction. All people know what happens in those situations. For example, what happens if you put soup, chicken soup, into the refrigerator? What happens?
the soup will be cold.
Oh, perfect. So do you know, Adolfo, that reaction? Do you know that reaction that when you put something hot into the refrigerator, it gets cold?
Yes.
Okay, Stanley, do you know it?
Yes, I know.
Good. Lisette, do you know it?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so you can see most people know the reaction. But if you tell me, if I go to the beach, I wear a swimsuit, it's not that all people know your reaction. So in that case, it's not truth. It's not a general truth. In that case, it is a fact. Why? Because this is about you. A general truth is about the world reaction. Yes? It's like chemistry or biology or related to the weather. So things like that are truth, general truth. Now, last one, results, action, reaction. Yes, so those are actions and reactions. For example, if Constantino doesn't go to work, he receives a warning. So that is a result, that is a consequence. Like, if you do this, this happens. So that's the difference between general truth, facts, and results. Yes? Now let's see some examples that we have over here. First person, help me do this, is going to be Constantino. So Constantino, can you read this, please?
If he turns off the light, it will be dark.
Perfect. So this is going to be like a consequence. Next one. This is not will be. Why not, Lisette? It
Sorry,
is
teacher.
it is possible to say it will be dark. And it is true, it is possible. But why is not possible in zero conditional to say will be? What do you use?
I don't understand, teacher.
The thing is that Constantino said, if he turns off the light, it will be dark. That sentence is correct because it is correct, but not for zero conditional. Why not, Stanley?
Mm, I don't know, teacher. Really don't.
Okay, who knows the answer?
Teacher,
Mhm.
you can't use will be because it's a result of the action that you do, and
Good,
we can't use will, and we can't use the future in this
perfect.
case.
So what do we need? What do we use if we can use will?
Because that is applied only with simple person.
Oh, perfect, Roberto. So you cannot use the future. You have to use the present. With zero conditional, you use two sentences. Two sentences. The first sentence is in the present and the second sentence is in the present too. Why? Because we are talking about real. real situations. Yes? If you say will be a reaction in the future, one day in the future, but we are not talking about the future. We are talking about usual things. Yes? Things that generally happen in your life. You know that this is the reaction all the time. You always have the same reaction. Always. Yes? So now let's see the next one. If something happens, something else happens. This is real. I know. I am 100% sure that if something happens, something else happens too. Now let's practice. Here we have these words. They are not into the correct order, but you have to organize the sentence by using those words. So let's start with Adolfo. How do you complete it? You can use the picture as a reference too.
Yes. If see red light, they driver stop.
Can you repeat it?
If yeah. If they see red light, stop drivers.
No. If
Driver
they
stop.
if they see red light, comma, that is one sentence. Now start another sentence with a subject, with the verb and the complement.
Okay. If see they if they see red light,
Mhm.
they
You cannot repeat
driver
the
stop.
words. You cannot repeat the words.
Yeah. With my word. Okay. If they see red light, they
Don't repeat they.
they
They is what you said at the beginning.
okay. If if they see red light,
Mhm.
stop driver.
No. Okay. Something that you have to remember, guys, is the structure. Here you have the structure. What is the structure, Constantino?
If plus
Yes,
subject plus verb
in the present,
uh,
right?
in the present,
Verb in the present, and then
comma,
mhm,
subject
mhm.
plus verb in the present.
And if you have complement, you can also use complement. So once again, Adolfo, identify the subjects first. What are subjects here, Adolfo? Subjects, remember? Oops, I stopped sharing. So what are the subjects? You should have two subjects, two verbs, and two complements.
The subject
Mhm.
is they.
Yes, that is one.
And the other subject is drivers.
Oh, perfect. So you have drivers and you have they. Okay, now use drivers
Yeah.
and use they.
If drivers see red light, they stop.
Oh, perfect. Like in the picture. Like in the
Yeah.
picture. So can you repeat it, Adolfo?
If drivers see red light, they stop.
Exactly. Next one. Constantino. Look at the picture too.
If you live bored in the sun. It smells.
Perfect, Constantino. Can you repeat it?
If you live bored in the sun, it smells.
Good. And you see the S over there because it is in the present, a third person. Next one, Lisette. You can use a picture as a reference too. Lisette, open the microphone.
Um, if my mom uh,
Lisette. I guess she has problem with connection. So let's wait for her 10 seconds. Maybe she gets Zeno.
if no
Lisette. Lisette. No, she doesn't, but she was saying the
if
right.
the plant. Hello, Peachy.
Lisette, can you hear me?
Teacher.
Yes. Enter again, Lisette. Enter again.
Problem with connection.
Okay. Can you tell me the answer now? No, I think she can't. Okay, Omar, how would you say it?
My mom doesn't water the plants, they die.
Repeat it.
If my mom doesn't water, if my mom doesn't water the plants, they die.
Good. Thank you. Next one, Roberto Zúñiga. Roberto.
Let me see, teacher, please. If let me see. If I get a zero, my mom gives really. Excuse me. If I get a zero on my test, my mom get really angry.
My mom get or my mom gets?
Gets really angry.
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 So can you repeat it, Roberto?
Right now. If I get a zero on my test, my mom gets really angry.
Good. Now, can you switch the positions, Roberto?
Yes,
How would you say it?
my my mom gets really angry if I get a zero on my test.
Perfect. Next one, Lisette. Lisette is back. So, Lisette, look at the picture and try to have like action and reaction.
Um, if, wait, If you mix red and blue, you get a purple.
Perfect. It is like that. Next one. Constantino. Constantino.
Yeah. If it rains, um, uh, if the grass gets wet, it rains. Mm,
Mm,
no.
mm.
If it rains, the grass gets wet.
Perfect. Yes, if it rains, the grass gets wet. What is the other possibility? You switch positions and you say, Constantino?
The grass gets wet if it rains.
Perfect. Now, next one. Omar. Omar.
Okay, if we hit water, if we hit water, um,
It is missing in the options. It is missing in the options. The subject it.
we, so yeah, if we hit
Mm-hmm.
if we hit water,
Mm-hmm.
to 100 degrees Celsius. No.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
If we heat water to 100 degrees Celsius,
Yes.
boils.
It boils.
It
Good.
boils.
Good. And this is how you express action, reaction, or cause and effect. Yes? So it is always like that. Now we are going to do something. We are going to work in pairs. Juan is driving, so Juan, are you still driving? Well, I guess he is. So you will be in pairs and you're going to work with your classmate. You're going to go to Schoology, and in Schoology you're going to find in week number 4 the folder that is called Guía. Yes, it's called like Guía de Trabajo, but you enter there and you will find a file that says Guía, week number 4. So you click on it and you will have access to a link. You will access to the link and you will complete the activity in pairs. So just let me see. Roberto, are you using a computer? All right. Constantino, are you using a computer?
Yes.
And Adolfo, right? Or not?
Yes.
Okay, so Constantino, Adolfo, and Roberto, you're going to project the screen. Stanley, Lisette, and Omar, you will help your classmate to have the answers about zero conditional. So go to week number 4 on Schoology, click on Guía de Trabajo, you will find a file, you open the file, you will find a link, you click on the link, and you will access to some exercises that you have to complete. Complete the exercises, and after you complete the exercises, you check your answers, and you see your score over there. You take a screenshot, and you upload it, and you say Roberto and the other person, Constantino and the other person, and like that. Similar to the activity that we had last week. So right now, let's see who you have to work with. First one, Constantino and Omar. Constantino and Omar. Number 2, Juan Ramirez will be listening. Adolfo and Lisette. And the last one, Roberto Zuniga and Stanley. So enter and work with your partner. Roberto, Adolfo, and Constantino, you need to have ready the link, access to the link, and project it so that you can work with your partner. Enter right now. You will have 7 minutes to complete it.
Boiled.
Well,
Boiled.
if oil only.
No, boils with S.
But doesn't is a third person.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I don't remember it is or it's oil.
No, it boils.
Okay.
Exactly. You need to use the S because you have a third person.
But this, if you eat water, it boils.
Yes, because what boils is water, not you. You're saying it.
It's,
Okay.
we add S.
Is it okay? Yeah. Plants grow.
Plants grows.
When it rain.
Mm,
I don't sure.
it rains. Is correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
If water boil,
Boils with S.
if water boils, it evaporates.
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 Yeah. If you don't take
you to take care
care
your pet.
of your pet,
It
gets
gets yeah.
Teacher, we have a doubt.
I think so.
For example,
Yes. Why are you using R?
is the preferred question.
Do you have the verb be in parentheses?
No,
No.
only grow.
Okay, so you don't need to use are. Now,
Okay.
the letter S, when do you use the letter S?
When it's third person.
Third person. What is third person?
For example, plants.
No, I mean, what is
Uh,
third person in the subject? I,
he.
we,
Okay.
he?
He, she, it. He, she,
Perfect. So you're saying he, she, it.
it.
They are one person. He, masculine, one person, she, feminine, or one object in singular. Now here, what do you have? Plants.
Oh, only in singular
Is a subject.
Yes, but
is
plants,
without s.
plants
Is in plural.
is they.
Yes.
Plants is
It's in
plural.
plural.
Plants is like if you say they, not it. Plan, a
Yes.
plan is singular. Plants, they. So you don't use the s. Now, in the word that is next to it, why are you using when?
Yes. Is the other question because when is with Leka, I don't know if I don't know
Because
who
it's slash. Slash is the word.
slash. Yes. Yes.
But they are telling you when or if both are correct.
Correct.
But
Ah,
you don't need
okay.
to choose.
Oh,
You can say plants
it's
grow
okay.
when it
Uh,
rains, or
it
plants grow if it
yes, it
rains.
rains. Right. Ah, okay. Yeah. If
Okay,
it
continue.
has second question if use with when or if. Okay. If water boils. If,
Water boy.
if water boils.
It
Melts
Will letter S.
with S. Yes. Melts.
Melts.
Yes.
It, it, it.
Heat.
Turn into ice.
Tongue.
Turtles
I think that turns with S. Yes.
into ice. Juice. If you please.
Freeze.
If you
Yes, like that.
if
Number 11 is real life.
Mm,
No, I'm telling you, number 11 is real.
eh, eh, this.
Yeah, can you
Ah,
feel it?
yeah, yeah. Yes, yes.
That's
Sometimes.
true. Yes,
Yeah,
if you don't answer, if you don't turn on the camera, I don't know if you are there.
yeah. Okay. Ulore and the
Now only check the answers.
yeah.
Go to the button and it says check your answer. You check the answer, you get the score,
Yeah.
take a screenshot, upload it to Schoology in the same
Okay.
folder. You got
Uh-huh.
10. Okay,
I,
so
I copied this part and paste in the Word and Ulore.
exactly with
Okay.
your names, Omar and Constantino.
Yeah. Okay.
don't send a photo in Snapchat? Teacher,
Yes.
I don't know if when we finish the sentences, if I write, for example, in the number 6, if she doesn't study,
Yes.
but I don't know if writing without contraction, I don't know if they got a
Uh-huh.
correct answer. Because
You can take it like contraction.
yeah,
Contraction.
but when I
If it
write,
doesn't accept it, no problem. You know that it has to be does not.
yeah, because when I write it, not appear the
But the apostrophe.
the apostrophe. Yes,
No, remember that you have to use the verb too. So you're missing
yes,
the verb.
doesn't study,
Okay.
doesn't not study.
Okay. Now continue because you have only 30 seconds. When you finish,
Okay.
check the answers and upload it to Schoology with your names.
No. Okay. If you don't send,
Do you finish, guys? Yes.
Yes, finished.
Okay, now take a picture of it and upload it to Schoology with your names.
Okay. Oh no.
Oh no.
You got
Hey,
9.
what happened?
Teacher.
What are the mistakes?
No, two.
What are they? Let me check. Can you zoom it, please?
Let me. Ah,
Can you zoom it, Roberto? I want to see the mistakes.
We have technical problems, teacher.
I use my
You need to call tech support. Now you know how to do it.
teacher. Yes.
Water, but I can see the answers. Can you zoom it? Oh, like that. Good. Scroll down.
The number 6.
Oh, because you're saying her parents. Her parents
Yes.
are two, one boy and one girl, like mother and father, plural, so you don't use the S in the verb.
Yeah.
Maybe if you
Okay.
have her mother gets, her father gets, but her mother and father is like they.
Yes. Yes.
Then water what? What do you put?
Tongues. The letter S.
Oh, okay. Turns into eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. But it is good. Now
Yeah.
upload it to Schoology because we are going to go back to main session.
Okay.
And the other ones?
I don't know what happened.
Oh, they are coming back.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess it is easy for you to try to identify now how to connect the two ideas. The only thing that you need to pay attention to is on the subject, because remember, if the subject is he, she, or it, you need to use the S. If the subject is I, we, you, and they, you don't use the S. You were having over there her parents. Her parents are two people, so you don't use the S in the verb. You were having also like if you say plants, plants are plural, so you don't say grows, you only say grow. Why? Because you have plants like if it is they. Yes, so just try to pay attention to that. Now to finish, you're going to work in pairs again, but now I'm going to ask you some things to know your reaction. For example, I will send you a message and I will type, what do you do if you are stressed? And you have to tell your classmate, okay, if I am stressed, I usually go to the beach with my family because I think that it is the best way to get unstressed. And I usually swim on, I don't know, in a pool because I can't swim very well, so I prefer to die in a pool. So whatever you want to say about your reaction, but try to give more information, not only little information, long information. Try to give examples. If you had an experience, you can tell your classmate, or if that happened to you yesterday, you can also tell your classmate, things like that. Your reaction, including the action, not only the reaction. For example, Omar, what do you do if you are hungry? And then Omar says, I eat. All right, you have to use all the sentence. Oh, if I am hungry, I eat. I usually eat something fast, for example, a sandwich, or if I have cookies and it is not time for lunch or for dinner, I usually eat some cookies or some snacks just to pick something before my lunch or before my dinner. Yes, so try to give a little bit more information to practice with your partner. Is it clear, guys? Okay, Lisette, are you going to give short answers or long answers with extra information?
Long answer.
Perfect, Lisette, perfect. Now, Constantino, are you going to invent the situations or I will give you the situations?
Give you the situation.
Can you repeat it?
Give the situation.
Okay, I will send you the questions. Exactly. Good. So work in pairs and tell your classmates about your reactions in those situations that I will send you. Enter right now.
If you get,
If you can't sleep all night at night.
oh, okay. If I can't sleep at night, I make I break workout. Depends of the day. Workout, or I drink a coffee. Sorry, tea. Drink a tea. All of that.
Okay. Um, Generally, I can't sleep at night. Um, I read a book or I watch a TV. Or
Don't function.
I don't believe that my mother say that.
The sugar, I never hear that. The sugar help.
My mother
The
say,
milk, yes, I hear. But the sugar don't.
yes,
I
but it's
never hear.
like that is like when you are a skater. When you're a skater, say you have to drink a glass of water with sugar with 2 cups. But the little cups that they never.
Ah, yeah, yeah. But
To,
don't function.
to,
I think that it's lie.
to sleep is the same. What do you do if the weather is cool?
Joshua. Good evening, Joshua.
Good evening, teacher.
What happened to you, Joshua?
And I gonna, you know, a consulta médica,
An
medical,
appointment,
medical.
an
At this
appointment with the
moment, I going
doctor.
an appointment with a doctor.
Okay.
For this reason, I going to my home just now.
Okay, good. So you're going to work with
Yes.
Adolfo and Lisette. With Adolfo and Lisette.
Okay.
They are working right
About.
now, and they are working right now on some activities that I'm sending to the groups. For example, what do you do if, and the situations. So they are receiving the information and they start talking about it. It is not only short answer, it has to be long answer, extra information. You can also give your opinion about your experience and like that. Yes. So you can enter and work with them.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you get the message?
No.
Can you see the message on the left of the screen? Are you using?
Yes.
Okay, so enter over there.
okay.
Sorry, it's my dog. I was
Okay.
Okay, no problem.
What do you do if the weather is cool?
Okay, if the weather is cool, I I drink a coffee and I read a book. And while I read a book, and I stay in the near of the window because I like the rain when the rain is fall down is um, only that, but I prefer the weather.
Yeah.
And
I
you, what do you do if the weather is cold?
I wear a sweater and or sometimes I drink chocolate with sweet bread and uh, I sleep uh, in the day when I can, but when the weather is hot, I don't sleep in the day. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And the next question is, what happens if you don't attend a meeting at work?
What happens if you don't attend a meeting? In my case, I call uh, uh, to my boss and I
My boss
Okay.
is very hungry. Is Juan Guzman, my boss?
Yes. It's very special.
Very special, my boss. And if I don't attend the meeting, or I don't stay on time in the meeting, he just catched my attention. Um,
Okay. Okay.
the big, the pet.
No.
Um, in your case,
Well, in my case, it is rarely that I attend a meeting, but if I say in the meeting on some meeting, maybe the boss can say or asking for what I don't stay in the meeting.
mm,
Yes, and you, Josue.
Hey, good evening, guys. Okay, if I don't attend a meeting, I get a caution, maybe, because my supervisor is a lot of uh,
It's a special kid.
strict, uh, very, very strong in this aspect because he is very responsible uh, in this aspect because he always um, he stay in Ironman very early. Usually he comes Ironman 5:45, and for this reason he he believed that all people get Iron Man very early. The same with him, with her. And for this reason, if I don't attend a meeting, I get a caution. Get a caution. But this very don't always is possible to get a meeting in the morning because the transportation, the bus, some
Field depends on the situation. If I have if I had fever, I take a shower with the cold water and take a pill, and I take a nap 30 minutes. Depends. If I have headache, only take a pill and I take a nap. That's in your case.
If I when I am sick, if the sick is a little, how do you say symptoms?
No sé.
Symptoms.
Symptom. If I have a little symptom, only I take some pills. But if the symptoms are strong, I visit the doctor.
Okay.
Mm.
The last week, do you have a sick?
Excuse me?
The last week, do you have a sick?
No, the last week I had a lot of work because we need finish information for the inform of auditor.
Okay.
In Ireland are a doctor.
I don't,
You visit that doctor or no? Not? No. Well, in this moment, she don't go to Ireland in this time. But before the pandemic, she do a very good service. Well, we have to pay, but that is better.
like I told you, I wait until I can more, and on that moment I look a film.
But in the house, not to the doctor,
Yes.
like the good Salvadorian.
Really, I take seguro medical, more for my what happened.
Oh, teacher, that is very complicated for us.
I had to cry.
You have to pray.
Pray.
Yes, you have to pray to get 1 week off.
Yeah, so it's very complicated in our case.
Really. So, but what happens if you want to get 1 week off? I don't know, probably because there is a person in your family that is sick, or maybe someone is coming from another country. So if you need 1 week off, what happens? What do you do?
Uh, we have to ask for a permission, but without having
Permission.
permission. It's difficult to get that in our case. Yes, because the personnel who administrate the technician, supervisor, and chief changes the system, and it's more controlled. That's is right now is very difficult. Before the 2 years ago, that was easier to do.
Okay, so it's a little bit more complicated.
Yes. For example, commonly we have a expression would say that say if you need some days you have to look for a doctor and get an incapacity. Yes.
And then you get sick for real.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what happens if someone in your family gets sick and you need 1 week? For example, one of your kids is sick, had a surgery.
Yes, but that's say if you don't have much how do you say mm,
Other alternative, maybe.
you don't have alternative, you have to look for a human resource or RH and call with the management about
HR.
HR and talk with the management about
About it.
about it. Yes.
Stanley, have you ever needed a week off from work?
No. At this day, I don't need that. I don't have that situation. But in my case, I think that it's more flexible, say, because my boss is more person in in that sense. Because
Okay.
if we of the team needs that time for emergency, she is more flexible and give us a permission. But in the operative area, like say Roberto, it's more complicated.
But I got an strategy. For
What's a
example,
strategy?
strategy.
Strategy.
Strategy. For example, I I going changing my vacation until I can, whatever moment I need. For example, like your question, teacher. That, that time I have my task after my task from my manga. I don't know what the task is say. I say, tell me 5 days on my vacation because I need to do something.
20, 25.
5 days
Oh,
of
I
my
heard I
vacation.
heard 25 and then I said, but that's a lot.
No,
Oh, so you can take 1 week, let's say from your annual vacation.
vacation. Yes.
Good. That's a possibility too.
Yeah.
Good. Now last one. I will type it. You will see it in a moment. It's what do you do if you want to get a raise? What do you do if you want to get a raise? Get a raise means increase your salary. What do you do?
Mm, in our case, teacher, we have a plan de carrera. Uh, I don't know how do you say that in English.
What is it?
Plan de carrera.
Like what we
For
call
example,
scalafone?
like that, like a
Mhm.
scalaphone. For example, when the technician increase to the company, get a salary, I don't know, maybe 300, yes. But if he want to get a raise, he has to wait for 3 years maybe, and get I believe, a license in the AAC, Aeronáutica Civil, and learn English
Good.
by basic level or
Teacher, the question
What do you do if you want to get a raise?
if you
Get a
get
raise means that you want to get a better salary,
uh,
increase your salary.
if I uh, si yo estoy pidiendo un incremento de salario o si me dan un incremento de salario.
No, what do you do if
Yo
you
tengo.
want to receive
Ah,
If you want.
a
uh-huh.
raise? If you want to get a raise, what do you do?
What do you do if you want to raise salary? And in my case, I want to get the raise salary. I talk to my boss in the case, and I present my uh, productivity, productivity,
Yes.
the productivity, and I I pedir,
Ask for.
no, I ask for my supervisor and chief recommendation to talk with the manager for if I want to get rise my salary. This is in my case. And
Mhm.
Constantino,
In, in my case, I speak with my boss, then review my skills, um, uh, uh, that he or she evaluate me my function for for a rise for a rise. In
A
my case,
raise.
a raise. Yeah.
hey,
In my case, I don't have a increment for December. Only my coworker, and I still esperar.
I'm waiting. I'm
I
still
wait.
waiting.
I waiting for a raise this month in April. I know.
In April.
Yeah, because I in the company there are some several companies, and I am in the MRO holding. My coworker are in the Ironman, and I suppose the MRO holding increase salaries on April. I don't know. I uh, I wait for this.
I'm waiting for that.
I waiting for that. I waiting for that.
Okay, repeat the pronunciation. April.
April,
Prol, not
April,
pril. Prol.
April.
April. Good. Okay, now let's go back to main station. Good job.
Okay.
I hope you get that raise.
Teacher, a question.
Yes.
The week 3, the exercise, permítame, ¿dónde está? Mierda. La entrega de ejercicios, esa también la teníamos que hacer.
Yes, you need to complete everything. Week number 3 is finished. You need to complete foro evaluado and also the part that says entrega de ejercicios. Week number 4 too. So week number 3 and week number 4. Yes. So you still have today, tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow in the morning to complete them. All right, guys. So just before leaving, we have some things that we need to fix, and I'm going to show you some mistakes that you were having when you were talking. So you have to help me out to correct them so that we can see what the correct way to say it is. So let's start with the first one. Omar, it says, it depends of. What is the correct one?
It depends.
Maybe Lisette. But let's in mind that we have here. Is that correct? It depends of the products. Who knows the correct way to say it? No one? It's not of. How do you say it? You will say it on. Yes, it depends on the products. If you mention what, you need to say on. If you don't mention what, you only say it depends. Hey, are you going to go to the party? It depends. You don't give more information. But if you want to say, it depends on the time. So on the time. Now, next one, Lisette, how do you pronounce this word? So Roberto pronounced it, and it is angry. Angry, no
Angry.
exactly, angry. Good. Next one, Roberto. Very special, my boss. How do you say that in a better way?
For me, my boss is very special.
Exactly like that. My boss is very special. Next one, Adolfo. My boss can ask for what I am not. My boss can ask for what I am not. And maybe here in the meeting, let's say.
My boss can ask for me.
Maybe, but if you say my boss can ask for what I am not in the meeting.
Hey,
I need to go to the meeting because my boss can ask for what I am not in the meeting. So what is the correct way to say it?
Can ask why I'm not in the meeting.
Perfect. You say why. My boss can ask why I'm not in the meeting. Next one. Joshua, my supervisor is a lot of strong. My supervisor is a lot of strong. Is Joshua here? Yes. No, he isn't. Joshua? No, he isn't. Well, the correct one is someone who knows. You don't say a lot of, you only say very. Supervisor is very strong. I receive a caution. This is not a word. You have to say I receive a warning. Warning is a word. He states 4:45. And the correct way to say it is?
At.
Perfect. You say at. Next one. He believe. The correct one?
Believes.
Perfect. He believes. The last week, did you have a sick?
Did you have a sick the last week?
No.
When do you have sick?
No, sick is an adjective. So you say, were you sick last week? This is the way they have to say. Were you sick last week? Were you happy? Were you tired? So like that. Next one. In Ironman are doctors. How do you say it?
Are doctors more?
There are doctors in Ironman. Or you can say in Ironman there are doctors, or there are some doctors, there are 2 doctors, there are 3 doctors, like that. So you say there are. Yes, exist, there are. Yes. So this is just a little information about the feedback that I can give you. I know that it's time to finish the class, but I will share the screen so that you say present when you hear your name. And tomorrow we continue with classes, so don't miss classes. This topic that we are checking right now is very important because many people get confused, especially in the third person. And also because some people think that you have to use the future. So we will have classes tomorrow. We will practice a little bit this topic, but not only this part, but also something that is new for you that you will see it tomorrow too. So I need that you all come to classes tomorrow, complete the exercises in week number 3. They need to be finished. Foro evaluado en entrega de ejercicios in week number 3. And in week number 4, the same. You can complete now foro evaluado and entrega de ejercicios in week number 4. Yes? So complete them. Now, Felix is not here. Joshua was in class for some minutes. Eric is not here. Martin is not here. Adolfo, yes.
Present.
Nancy asked for permission. Omar.
Person.
David is not here. Francisco Gaitan is not here. Constantino.
Present.
Stanley.
Present.
Edwin asked for permission. Manuel is not here. Juan. Juan is there. Juan. Well, but Juan was in class. Lisette.
Present, teacher.
Okay, then we have Roberto Zuniga.
Present, teacher.
And the last person who asked for permission was Francisco Spire. Okay, so that's all for now. We are going to continue tomorrow. So thank you for being there and have a good night. Remember to complete the activities in Schoology, week number 3 and week number 4. So I see you tomorrow, guys.
Night.
Good night.
Nice.